So I've just finished a gym session, back and biceps, and for those of you that don't know why that might be relevant to you, when I was a teenager, the only thing, or one of the main influencing factors in my life, was training my physical body. Because especially when you're growing up, and you're growing up through teenage years, you're growing up through young adult years, your belief about who you are is at its most vulnerable. It's where people can influence you the most. It's where people can put you down and tell you who you are, and that you may very well accept it based upon what you think is the evidence outside. Whereas if you train in the gym and you realize that from session to session to session to session to session to session, you can get stronger, you can go for longer, you've got more endurance, your muscles get bigger, you can lift heavier weights. You start to realize, well, hang on a minute, if that person says something about me and they say who I am, but I can change myself, my physical body, based on this, what can I do with my mind? What can I do with my spirit? And so for a lot of people, I think when it comes to spirituality, we think of spirit. We think of the other world, God, the universe, all that is. We think of the other world, and we don't think so much about the body or the mind. Perhaps a lot of people do. You get yoga, breath work, things like that. Yeah, fair enough. But the gym, training, pushing yourself through pain and suffering, because that's what it is. It is suffering. When you're in the gym, if you're doing it properly, if you're not doing it properly, then you're not going to suffer, and there's no point going. But if you are going to the gym and you're suffering, you're doing something right. You're pushing yourself beyond the boundaries of what's comfortable. Because, like in everything in life, the most impactful, inspirational stories, the most growth, the most experience, the most joy, the most happiness, usually or frequently will come on the other end of something challenging. Climbing a mountain, doing a skydive, going for a long walk in nature. It takes something. It takes breath, it takes energy, it takes body, it takes physicality, it takes something. And so often people are missing this component, and you'll notice I've started going back to I wasn't going to the gym. I was training and doing things at home, fair enough, that's something, and I was pushing myself hard at home, but there's something different when you remove yourself from the distractions, when you remove yourself from scrolling on the phone, when you remove yourself from watching TV or watching videos or doing something. It's different. It's different. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym, but if you can separate yourself from the familiar environment and go and do something different, you've no idea the change, the drastic, rapid, impactful change that has on your life. It's incredible. It really is. It's something that is absolutely tremendously incredible, because a lot of people, they don't know how to change their thoughts. They don't know how to heal from the past. They don't know what it looks like to become who they truly are. They don't know what it looks like to feel what it feels to feel good, or feel like you're valued, or that you mean something, or that you matter, when really you can give it to yourself. And one of the most easiest ways of doing so is the gym. From personal experience, from being a bodybuilder, a personal trainer, a sprinter, an athlete, all of these things that have carved my character and personality over the years. How? It's carved my character and personality because I was unwilling to accept anything less than what my true value was. That's not just in the gym. That's with how people treated me. That's with how people presented themselves to me. If they didn't reflect to me, and this is where a lot of you are going to really kick the bucket here with what I'm saying, if people didn't see me for who I wasn't interested. You see, a lot of people say, well, your inner world is reflected by your outer world, and you're absolutely right, 100% it is, because what you feel on the inside is what gets reflected on the outside. But remember, we are all fractals of God. Every human being is an individual personality / ego / identity that is a fragment of God, and we're all going around figuring it out. We're all going around figuring it out, okay, one by one. Each of us are going around figuring it out. So sometimes it's not the total reflection. Sometimes you're the reflection for someone else, and that's what you have to understand. It's not always that everything that comes to you is about you. Sometimes it's about them. Sometimes it's about them getting something from you. Sometimes it's about you presenting something to them that benefits their life, that makes them feel empowered, that makes them feel good, that makes them realize something about their own true potential. And it could be a reflection of you. People attacking you because you are doing something with your life and getting out the norm, and say you've changed. People have this, whether it's installed in schools or films or music or whatever, like they install in you, well, you've changed. Obviously, Everybody changes every single day. Every single day. From the minute that you wake up to the minute you go to bed, you are not the same human being. You might think you are. You might think you are. You might look in the mirror and say, well, James, I've got my same eyes, my same eyebrows, my same beard, mustache, hair, whatever. You might think you're the same, but you're not. You are not the same. You are drastically different from one morning to the next. And one of the proof in the pudding factors of that you can prove to yourself, be quiet. Be quiet. Be still. Because the first element of this is stillness. It's quietening the mind. It's quietening your present state, because it's so easy to fall into this pattern of misery, and focusing on it and then perpetuating it over and over and over again. You know, it's so easy to focus on that. But if you go quiet, if you go silent, if you just shut the noise down, you have an opportunity to hear something else. And sometimes it's this video. Sometimes it's a different motivational video. Sometimes it's a different video that people might listen to that gives them something that they didn't have. But you have to go quiet first. You have to search for it. You have to be fed up with where you're at. You have to be fed up with the position that you're in, so that you can then find and seek a different state of being. Because for as long as you don't find a problem with your state of being, with your state of being, of living in misery, of sitting in misery, of existing in misery, you won't seek change. You won't seek something different. You won't seek something else. So you have to be fed up with where you are. Are you fed up? Are you bored? Are you angry? Are you pissed off? Do you want change? If so, go quiet. Be silent. Be still. Allow stillness to present something else. If you want it to be a little bit cheesy, what happens when the seed is planted in the ground? A load of the noise gets turned off. A load of the noise gets drowned out because it's buried in the ground. Don't believe me? Stick your head under water. A load of the noise disappears. When a seed gets planted in the ground, a load of noise disappears. However, the seed is germinating. It's growing. It's getting ready. It's preparing. Because the acorn knows it's the oak tree. So when you go quiet, you plant yourself in the soil and you just tap in to what you know you are. You tap into that truth. You tap into the inner truth of your soul that not a single human being on this planet can influence, or negatively. You can influence it positively, of course, but not a single human being can rip from you, because it's your essence. When your body dies, it still remains. Well, and you expand into many other potentials and possibilities. But while you're here, you've decided, before you came here, you decided this is what I'm going to do. And all your pain, all the pain you're feeling is because you're not doing it. It's because you're not doing it. Because if you were doing it, you would feel your heart lighting on fire. You would feel your soul embodying every single fragment of your cell, your DNA, and the essence of who you are. That's what you feel. So plant yourself in the ground. Let it go quiet. Let it go still. And allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel a different state of being. Because it's interesting. Walking out of the gym and coming out here, obviously there's music playing in there, people are getting on with it, they're sweating, people are working hard, they're training hard, they're lifting. Like, it's a different dimension. It's a different dimension, you know. And this isn't to be derogatory, but there are people walking around, you know, coming out of McDonald's and Popeyes and all these. It's a different dimension. Yeah, people from the gym can eat Burger King. Yes, I get it. But it's a different dimension. And if you have people who go in there who are serious about it, who really go in there and say, I'm going to do this because it's going to better me, and I'm going to change myself, and I'm not going to be what everybody else tells me that I am. I'm not going to listen to what everybody else says. You can change your life. It's a different dimension. Different dimension. Can't afford a gym membership? The road is free. The road is free. The forest is free. The ocean is free. The lakes are free. It's free. Find yourself a free bicycle. Don't steal one. Don't steal one. Find yourself a free one on Marketplace. Ask someone if you can borrow one. It's free. It's free. You don't need a gym membership. But you do need the conviction to get up and do something. Throw your phone across the room. Can't tell you enough. I've realised very strongly how bad it is. Launch your phone off the balcony if you have to. Launch it. Get rid of it. Throw it in the ocean. Chuck it away. Get it away. I said, well, James, how many launch videos? You know, you're dead away. But do something. Lock it in a safe. Forget the key. Forget the combination. Give it something. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get up and do something. Get up and do something. I might not have trained in the gym, but I still was doing the hard hit training. I was doing the hard work. Because I have to. I have to. Once you know this formula, once you know this element of life, this element of your physical body, your mind, your spirit, all around you, the spirit in your heart, the spirit that's all around you, that all that is you are, the God, the universe that you are. Once you know it, you can't forget it. It's the same as waking up. Waking up and knowing that you're God, that you're all that is, that you're creator. Once you know it, you can't fall asleep. You cannot go to sleep on that. You can't. Why? Because you will be met with pain and misery for the rest of your life. For the rest of your days, you will be met with pain and misery. Give it a try. Give it a try. I am in a process of remembering who I am, and I've told you, over the days I've said videos and videos, I'm here and here and here. I'm not going to tell you anymore until I'm where I know I need to be. Until I'm where I know I need to be, I'm not going to say a thing. But I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm going to keep sharing with you the story that's going on in my life and what's happening. Think about it. Think about it. Road is free. If you can do the means, go to the gym. Work it. Do something. Do something. Prove to yourself that you are not the worthless piece of shit that you think you are. Go and prove to yourself, because that's the easiest, fastest way to do it. Prove to yourself that you are more, which you are. All my love. Take care. See you in the next video.